Welcome back. It is 1524, and in the last one, we had Feliz get engaged to Alphonse, King Alphonse. We legitimized our illegitimate children. We did lose, where are you? We did lose Jasper, but we then had Basil, so she does have an actual male child. So let's see what we got going on this year. We have Venetia Gainsford aging up into a child, along with our Gabriel Larkin II. This is scary. You guys, this is scary. No 2, 4, or 6 for the lady. And our son? Okay, he survived. He survived. We're good. Gabriel Larkin II is in action. Then we have Osric Gamal becoming a teenager. It's about time these kids started becoming teenagers. And then also Albert Landgrab II, so no 7 or 13. 7 or 13. And then are they going to get married? No 1 through 5. Ooh. Okay, the second one is getting married. Okay, Osric Gamal is not getting married, but Albert Landgrab II is getting married. And how many children will he be having? 1. Oh my gosh, you guys, the Landgrabs are in danger. Albert Landgrab II is having 1 child. Oh my gosh, the Landgrabs are in danger. Oh boy. Okay, and then Alexander Goth III is becoming an adult. He has to get higher than, or a 7 or higher. He did not. Oh my gosh, you guys. You know what that means? Because where are the Goths? They got to be somewhere around here. So Alexander Goth III is the current lord. Here he is. So that means that the newly child, Alexander Goth, is now going to be the lord. He just became, yeah, he just became a child last year. So, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah, no one's having babies. Oh, also Eleanor ran away to and is living with vampires right now. That did happen last year as well. So, let's hop into the game. Alrighty, so we are in our house. They are dancing. Now, we just had another boy, and I feel like Gabriel is definitely feeling good about having now 3 sons. And so he is feeling really good, and he wants to kind of, go on a date with Elizabeth, maybe, to show his appreciation for her and her as a mother, her raising the children, her, having boys for him, even though, Jasper didn't survive. He definitely wants to, show his gratitude and his affection for her so that, maybe even the baby that she's now pregnant with again will also be a boy. We'll have to see about how that goes. So I'm trying to get them to ask each other on a date, and they just won't do it because both of them keep going back to the infant and will not stop touching the baby. It's like driving me crazy. But anyway, I'm just going to force them to go to the lot and then ask on a date when we get there. So, anyway, I'm also trying to get Elizabeth's parenting skill up, which is really such a struggle because it's just not working out the way that I had hoped it would. But what you gonna do? So anyway, we are going to go out to this restaurant that you can see I just placed down, and then we are going to have a little date there with those two. And Gabriel is obviously very happy. He has 2, now 3 sons if we include the illegitimate Arthur, who is now legitimized. So they have 3 sons, and he is feeling really good about it. He's so happy, and he is feeling also good that he's pulling one over on King Henry. So he is not not going to complain about his wonderful brood of children. And then also, I think it's really funny too because we are, focusing a little bit more on having, I feel like we've never had so many children, if that makes sense. We have so many kids. So what I'm going to say is that, we just haven't had to juggle so much and so many. And so I'm thinking, because again, if this baby that she's currently carrying survives, we're going to have 8 Sims in the household. Meanwhile, she has another 3 children in her other household, Alistair and the 2 kids. Also, of course, like Feliz is in our household because we're telling her story right now. She's going to age up. When is she going to age up? Let me double check. She's going to age up in 2 years. So we only have her in here for 2 more years, but then, maybe we'll do Alistair's relationship stuff and all that stuff. So we really don't have a lot of room in the house. So it is nice to, and then we have like the Cassandra's children and our illegitimate children. Or I guess I should stop calling them illegitimate. But in the other household, and then we have Tobias and Violet and Werner, who is standing right here for some reason, in the third household. So it's just a lot of Sims. It's a lot. So what I'm thinking is I probably will send Olivia to go live with Alistair for now, because he is taking care of the other 2 children as well. And maybe, they're thinking that, I mean, obviously she's right next door, so it's not like she's really that far away. But also keep in mind that like she hasn't been getting along with Cesaria, so maybe they're trying to separate them a little bit as well. So all of that to say that we do want to make room in the house, and I do want to have him have as many children as possible. I think that is awesome that he has had so many, and that I think it makes for interesting stories and everything. Actually, let me check how many he's had. So let's see. He has had 3 with Elizabeth, and then 2 with Elaine. He had 1 with Verena, and he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with Diana. Of course, not all of these kids have survived, and then there's an extra 4 that Elizabeth brought in. So that's a lot. I don't even know how many that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. So that is a lot. That is definitely a lot. But let's have more, right? Until we can't anymore, we are going to have children. And I mean, keep in mind too, like the heir is so young still. Like Gabriel is only becoming a child this year, so he's still very young. Even though, some of his step siblings are teenagers, his oldest sibling is still a few years away from becoming a teenager. I think 2 years away from becoming a teenager still. So it's not like, there's a big gap. It just seems that way because there's so many of them. But we also are going to call all the children over now because, of course, Cesaria is playing Queen Bee. I actually did look it up, and it seems like Princess Mary is actually not really here anymore. It seems like she gets sent away. Maybe she doesn't get sent away until after her mother. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but at some point Princess Mary gets sent away. I don't know if it's after her mother gets divorced or not, but it seems like the king had affection for her, even though she was a girl, but wanted a boy. So anyway, the kids are playing, and so also I'm having Cesaria work on, every time a new like noble kid enters the group, I am having her befriend them. So we do have like Sarah Goth she needs to befriend, and another kid who I already forget. But so she needs to befriend some of the other children, and she is ignoring, of course, the illegitimate children. I think it's going to be different too once Gabriel becomes a child, because obviously he, he's going to be a pretty big deal in the group with the children, because there aren't that many kids that are going to be higher ranked than him in that group. So I can't really think. Maybe just like, well, Heath isn't even in it anymore. So anyway, what we're going to do is, I know it's still the middle of the year, but since Gabriel's birthday is on the last day of the year, I kind of want to save the last day for him. So what I'm going to do is come here to see Eleanor, who is hanging out with the vampires again. And she is getting to know them a little bit better, even with is it Veronica? Is that the name of the mother there? Veronica. She is even being kind of nice to Eleanor, which is outside of her character, but I think that there's a reason for that. So first we're going to keep in mind that I'm sure that Vlad has talked about her family. I'm sure that he, met with Thomas, and I'm sure they know about the Larkin last name. I'm sure they've met Thomas, like all of this stuff. And not only that, but it seems like Veronica, she doesn't like humans, but she is perfectly fine with them if they then become vampires. Like her husband used to be human, and she made him a vampire, and they have children together and everything. So, like, I don't think that she would be bothered by Eleanor if Eleanor did decide to become a vampire. And on top of that, like, I think that Thomas doesn't like Vlad. Thomas has been hanging around in the background, and he hasn't really been an issue or anything. He's not looking for a war. He's not looking for any trouble. He just wants to survive, be happy with his wife. And, he always said that if any of his descendants needed help or wanted to become a vampire, wanted to live forever or whatever, he was going to let them make that choice because, he had already suffered so much with, like, having choices made for other people and people who wanted to pass away. So he was just leaving it in their hands and everything. So when Eleanor mentions, Serena and how she was a knight and Eleanor wants to be a knight like Serena, and she says, her brother was Thomas and all that stuff. And so this is when, these vampires kind of get a feel for being like, oh, okay, like, she's related to Thomas, maybe he'll be a little more sympathetic to our cause and we'll help her get to him and all that stuff. So they are going to say to her like, oh, well, we actually know Thomas. He is a vampire, and we are going to, if you want to go and meet him, if you want to see what that's all about, then you can totally do that. So we are going to send everybody over there and see if we can find Thomas, who wasn't even home, but he's home now, I think. So, yes, so we're going to find Thomas and get to know him a little bit. She's going to introduce herself. She'll be like, hi, I'm Eleanor Larkin, or I'm Eleanor Gainsford, formerly Larkin. She's going to talk about how she was really inspired by his sister who became a knight. And Thomas, obviously had this really soft spot for his sister. So he is going to be really happy to hear that she admired Serena. And Thomas is, vampire. He's, Odelgard is here as a ghost. And basically, they're all going to chat, and all the vampires kind of know each other in town here. So Thomas is basically going to tell Eleanor, well, if you're trying to get away from a bad situation and if you want to train and everything, like, I'm happy to help you with that. You can stay here with your family, even though they're very distantly related, they're still family, right? And so Thomas has always left that door open, and so he's happy to take in Eleanor if that's what she wants, and it is what she wants. So she is going to agree to stay with Thomas and try to find a way to fulfill her dream. So that is something that she's going to focus on as well. So that is where we're going to leave Eleanor, is over with Thomas. And she is pretty close to this other vampire family now. Maybe she is going to think in the future about becoming a vampire, just at least, like, maybe it would be better for her to become a vampire and then wait out like her husband, and maybe later in a few years after he dies that she can kind of go back out into society as someone else, kind of see where that goes. We'll see what happens when we get to that point. So anyway, we're going to head back home here, and we are going to, again, focus on the, what's it called? Focus on her parenting skill. And it's so hard to get it up. It's like takes so long, and oh my gosh, I can't even stand it. It takes so long, but that's okay. We're dealing with it as it comes, right? So here we are, and we are going to keep going with her parenting skill. She's going to she finally got to level 8. Honestly, it's really easy to get the parenting skill up when there's an actual, like, baby, not infant, but like newborn in the house, because they get your parenting skill up really fast. Probably infants would too if I actually let my infant's needs go anywhere. But anyway, I'm just having her spend a lot of time with Gabriel. He is her stepson, and I think she likes him well enough. I don't think that she's like, she would like it if one of her sons became um, the heir, but she also, is happy to be a, influence in Gabriel II's life, much like Siobhan was with Gabriel the First. But unfortunately for Siobhan, she ended up being outwitted by Diana. But maybe that won't happen to Elizabeth. We'll have to see. So, yeah, I don't know how she got electrocuted, but somehow she did. Anyway, so what's happening here is Casper is coming to visit because after everything that's happened between them recently, her getting engaged, her trying to help him, blah, 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 and like they're going to come and talk. And basically, he's going to say to her, like, Felice, I know that I'm not good enough for you, but I just can't let you get married without telling you about my feelings. And basically confess to her, tell her that he loves her, that she's the only one who understands him, and blah, blah, blah. And she just gets up and she kisses him. And because she feels like that too. She feels like he understands her in a way that nobody else does. And unfortunately for them, Gabriel and Elizabeth both walk into the room as they're doing the smoochies, and Gabriel is not happy. He's like, how dare you compromise my stepdaughter? Like, get out. He kind of kicks Casper out of the house and starts, going in on Felice and being like, Felice, what are you doing? Like, you're engaged. And she's like, you know what? Actually, like, I'm in love with Casper. And she's feeling all romantic about it, like, we want to be together. He understands me. He's perfect for me. And I realize that now. And I do like Alphonse. I really do. But it's just, he's not the one. And Gabriel's like, absolutely not. And kind of, banishes her to her room where the door is locked. She is now locked away until the wedding. He's like, no, no, no. And he locks her in her room, and she's not allowed any visitors or anything. She is going to be trapped there until the wedding comes around to Alphonse, which I believe is it next year or the year after? I think it's the next year. Yeah, next year. So, yeah, it's an issue that Felice is suddenly rebellious and in love and everything. And she does like Alphonse. I'm not saying that she doesn't. But I think that it's one of those things, like, she could be happy with him, but it's not like this true love kind of thing. So that is where she's struggling. And, she wants the high status and everything, but I think having someone who understands her and understands who she is more important to her. Whereas we know that it's not more important to Gabriel, and he was able to get it so that Eleanor was forced to marry. So will he be able to also force Felice to marry? I'm sure he's heard that Eleanor has run away. Also, we saw Alistair there. Gabriel is still mentoring him. But anyway, so I'm sure that Gabriel knows that Eleanor has run away from her family, and he is like, oh my gosh, like, this is not good. I'm sure Nicholas is infuriated, and it doesn't look good for Gabriel and his family that Eleanor has run away now. So it's just this whole thing, and Gabriel is not going to let that happen with Felice. He's not going to let her run away. So, anyway, it is almost Wednesday here, so let's start getting ready for little Gabriel II's birthday. He is aging up, very exciting. So, he's aging up, and again, I'm trying really hard. The parenting skill is not going up very quickly, but that's okay. So yes, you go downstairs, and I don't know why you went all the way over there to bake a cake, but okay. And so she is going to bake the cake, and then we're going to get the kids club over here. So Gabriel's going to be introduced to the other children of affluence. And we are going to blow out the candles. Look at how cute he is. He looks just like his dad, doesn't he? Oh my gosh, they look so similar. Which is to say, like Cassandra Goth. But anyway, yes, so there they are, and we are going to, like I said before, we're going to have her, we're going to have Caesarea be focused on making sure that she can be friends with the other kids. Like I said, Sarah Goth is, one of her targets here. And then, of course, Princess Mary is obviously someone that they want to get along with, even though she's not really going to be around that much. But she is around enough. I'm not really playing with the royal family so much, only as it pertains to our family, because, of course, like, I'm not really trying to mess with historical events. I'm just trying to, focus more on how those events affect our family. So I don't really want to get too entangled with some of them. But anyway, we are going to just then become friends also with Alex Goth, who is going to be the Lord, like today. Today he's going to become the Lord because his father is dying this year. So that is really tough for him that he's going to lose his father. But yeah, so oh, also, if you hear the fan, I'm sorry. It's like 100 degrees here. It's been so hot the last few days, so I didn't even think of that. But if you hear the fan, I'm sorry, but I can't turn it off. Like my computer will overheat. Anyway, so it is also May Day, so we're gonna do some May Day stuff. They're gonna have some celebrations, singing, dancing, music, fire, spirit, romance, just fun stuff, having a good day, having a fun day. I'm trying to keep all the Sims from overheating. And we are now having our baby. So we're having our baby, and the baby is born, and it is another boy, and he does, in fact, survive. So this is Rowan Larkin. He has survived his role. Of course, we'll be rolling for his actual infant role next time. But yes, we're very excited about it that Rowan has been born. She is just doing a great job with the boys. So she's had another boy. I mean, it's just wild that she has not had to, have another girl, but maybe she will. We're not done yet. So she's doing great. Gabriel's so happy, I'm sure. And no, the princess is not allowed to be with Lawrence Gainsford. That is not going to happen. So there is that. And I'm going to start setting some ages because we're going to do some birthdays and stuff right now. So what we're going to do also, okay, I forgot first off. Apparently, okay, I know you guys think it's hilarious, and it is hilarious, but I have messed this spreadsheet up so much. I'm like not good with the spreadsheet. I'm just not. And so anyway, I forgot to add Nicholas Gainsford's toddler role to the second toddler roll to the spreadsheet. So of course I forgot to do that. So I'm going to do that, and I rolled for him to survive, but he's a toddler. Venetia Gainsford became a child, as did Gabriel Larkin II. We just saw Osric Kamal became a teenager, and let me say I'm so upset he's not getting married because both of his parents were gorgeous, and of course he looks great, so it's kind of a shame, but Albert Landgrab II is becoming a teenager as well. Alexander Goth III died, which made his son, Alexander Goth IV, the new lord. Of course, he's just a child. Then we have Alphonse Light, King Alphonse Light, and Princess Augusta Light, and then Barbetta Smith from that household, all becoming young adults. Juliana Gainsford also becoming a young adult, and then Crispin and Amicia Stroud both becoming toddlers, though Crispin is a few days older. So that's what's going on there. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. I am just really having a lot of fun with all of the kids and their situations. I love it when the kids start to grow up and they get their own drama and everything, and it's just so fun. So I'm just really excited about the whole thing. So let's keep it moving forward. I think next year we're going to have Felice's marriage, so there is that. And then I'm trying to remember what else is going on. I mean, we'll have both Basil and Rowan be doing their roles, and I think that that's it for our main household roles. But yes, so we're excited, and we are going to follow up there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you in the next one.